Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So we're here with another map guide, and it's finally time to take a look at Renewal. I know you guys have been waiting for this map for far too long. Renewal is now officially the final all-out warfare map that we're going to take a look at. It was delayed just completely randomly, to be honest, and there was no reason for it. It's one of the maps that I really love in 2042. We're here today to take a look at it. I'll give you all the tips and tricks that I know about this map, important things that you should know to be able to play this map in a whole new level. That's basically what we're going to do today. If you want to see the previous videos on all-out warfare maps, there is a dedicated playlist to that, and the link to that playlist is down in the description. You can go ahead and check that out if you want. All the maps are covered there. You can go ahead and take a look at whatever map you want and learn everything that needs to be learned about that map as well. Also, after Renewal, I'm going to go for the portal maps like Caspian Border, Northside Canals, and the portal maps, basically all of them. That's the roadmap ahead. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. We're here at A sector. I'm going to start with A1. A sector is pretty much simple. To be honest, there's not a lot of secrets that you need to know. There's no secret about it, and it's pretty much a simple layout. And let me show you the things that you need to know here first. First of all, about these spawn locations. Let's say you're attacking this side and people are trying to spawn and come and get you. They're going to be around here, all the way behind that hill, and somewhere like that, like behind that hilltop, all the way. So it's a straight line for people to spawn. And believe it or not, 9 out of 10 times people actually do get spawned here. But there are other spawn locations as well. For example, people might get spawned behind that container, or maybe around here, just around here, or maybe somewhere like there. But again, most of the times people get spawned here, and this hilltop is actually the #1 place that you need to look out for. So with these spawn locations taken care of, now you need to be informed about height advantage in this site. Now, you see a lot of people playing like this, like in places like this, going crouched, going prone, things like that. You don't need to do that, and you shouldn't be doing that. Let me just show you this. Imagine someone getting spawned here. The first thing I'm going to notice is someone being up there, or even up there. And they literally have no cover. What are you going to do? Before you can do anything, I'm going to kill you. So that should be the mindset of you when you're trying to actually capture this site. Don't get on top of these, I don't know, whatever these are, generators, let's say. Just don't do that. If you want some high advantage, if you want some higher advantage, or let's say somewhere higher than the ground, this is the perfect place for you. And you can contest the site from around here. If you push here, you're not going to be contesting the site, but around here, you're going to be able to contest the site as well as having some sort of high advantage even over people who get spawned here. Just keep in mind that these are not actual covers. As you can see, my bullets actually go through easily. These are not going to keep you safe. If someone's shooting you from around here and you want to take cover, this is going to be the place where you retreat to. On top of that, if people get spawned here, you can also take care of them. People who get spawned here are in your sight, and literally you can see everything around you. So this is a perfect place and should be your #1 priority if you're playing the site and you want to play it effectively. Now, if you don't want to play there, for whatever reason, you're not comfortable with that, you can also do another thing, and it's playing like this. Your head glitched. Basically, it's going to be impossible for anyone to shoot you from here. Impossible. And you can easily see whatever's going on around you. You can even jump and then shoot on sight. So that's one of the things you can do. The other thing you can do is actually getting inside here, standing, crouching, standing, crouching. You're completely safe here behind cover, and you can now shoot whoever that's trying to push you. Perfect place, in my opinion. But there are times that people actually get through and they come around here trying to shoot you, okay? In those kind of situations, you have some options. One of them is actually being here, just around here. The other option for you is to be behind this barrel, which is not a bad place at all because this is a solid cover, believe it or not. You're somehow just head glitched here, and your body is behind cover, and also these two barrels here. So these are the things you can do. Also, one thing that you need to avoid is playing on top of this small building, because there's really no advantage here. You can't contest the site. The only thing you have is a height advantage, which really doesn't matter because, well, people who spawn there have a better height advantage over you. So it doesn't really matter. You don't have cover, and if they see you, you're just dead. So don't play here. So what I like about A sector is the integrity. As you can see, these two sites are basically connected to each other. It's like 50 meters away, and whatever's going on in A1 affects A2 and vice versa. So it's not a very complicated site. First of all, let me take a look at the spawn locations and tell you what exactly is going on with this site. So as you can see here, this hill from here actually all the way to around there, like behind that hill, is the #1 spawn location for this site when you're trying to attack it and people are spawning to get you. So again, 9 out of 10 times people will be here, but there are other spawn locations as well. Just an example, people might get actually spawned here or around there, like behind that container in the plain sight. just there. So those are the spawn locations that you need to know about. Now again, playing here is literally just committing suicide, because anyone spawning from there, you're going to be an easy target for them. Avoid doing that. Don't do that at all, okay? There are better options for you. So most of the times when I play, I'm just gonna play here, like hold here. If this place is clear, switch sides, hold here. And this is most of the times how I play. But there are some other interesting things you can do. For example, you can jump on this, simple as that. And look, you can easily see whoever's on top of this hill trying to kill you. Most of the times people will be hit glitched somewhere around there, but look at you now. You're even worse. I'm pretty sure no one's going to be able to hit you unless they're some kind of a sniper who actually know exactly where you are. Other than that, they're not going to be able to hit you with anything. Not even DMRs are going to be able to hit someone with this level of head glitch. So this is a perfect spot that you guys need to know about. And there's this other spot as well, especially if you're a sniper and you're trying to hold this gate, for example, or I don't know, gunfighting with B sector. It's an interesting place you can be. And also you have some eyes on almost all the hills. This spot right here and this one right here are also some good spots. Now there's one more thing you can do, which is an exception. Okay, if you get around here and kind of place yourself like this, your whole body is going to be covered by the structure right here. Okay, look at this. So my body is completely covered with these pipes, and now you have eyes on anyone trying to push you from these hills. If you want eyes here, you're going to simply just get up and start shooting with this cover. Okay, and you can also have some sneaky peeks like this. Look at this. It's going to be really hard for them to hit you from somewhere like this. They're not going to even notice you. Just keep this in mind as an exception. Apart from that, just avoid being on top of any of these platforms and you're going to be fine. Also, you can play down here, which is not something I recommend because no matter where they spawn, they will have a height advantage over you. You have less cover. You're just an easy target. Don't do this. As long as you can play up there, just choose that over playing down and you're going to be fine. So that's about A sector. Now let me take a look at B site. Now about B site, this whole building has a rooftop, and that rooftop is very important. One way for you to get up here is by the zip line, and there's another zip line on the other side. As you can see, these are the two main ways that you can actually get on top of this rooftop. If you are coming to capture this site and you are positive that people are on top of this building, the first thing you got to do is get on top of this and clear this place out, because most of the times those who camp here are snipers, because it doesn't really make sense for any other class to be able to make something good out of this camping spot. Okay, so most of the times there are snipers, and snipers have radio beacons, right? So most of the times they're going to be finding some radio beacons around here and they're going to populate. It doesn't matter if you capture the site below, they're going to populate, their teammates are going to be here, and they're going to retake that site in no time. The smartest thing you can do is to come up here, clear this place out, and then go down. Okay, so that should be your #1 priority when we're talking about B site. Now when we get into the site, the building itself has 2 floors. Let's start from 2nd floor, and let me tell you some interesting things about this place. The most important spawn location that you need to be aware of all the time is actually the small hill right here. People will be spawning from behind there, on top of it, in front of it, around it. So again, this small place is going to be the hotspot for people that spawn 9 out of 10 times. So keep that in mind. But other than that, there will be people spawning from around here, definitely. And some people might actually spawn from around here, behind these containers, and somewhere like there. But again, those are less likely to happen. So taking a look at the 2nd floor, you can always like hide yourself in the corners. These are some common spots, okay? Or somewhere like this. People will check these corners if they really want to get you. So if I want to give you a better place to be at least unpredictable, this is going to be the spot. Take a look at this. That's it. You're going to be up here. You have eyes on this whole sector of the map. Anyone coming from these stairs here are not going to be expecting you. Anyone coming from that stair right there is not going to be expecting anyone to be up here. And you're just going to be the winner. Most of the times, you're going to be the winner of that gunfight, unless the enemy has somehow seen you or they know about this trick and stuff like that. But against normal players, they're not going to be expecting you here. Okay, so that is a very important lesson to learn here. Also, if you want to have eyes on this spawn location 24/7, this is how you can do that. Simple as that. And because you have a ridiculous height advantage over these people, they literally don't stand a chance. They will not have anywhere to run. There's no cover. There's really nothing here. This is a really ridiculous spawn location, but that's on dice. We're just here to learn tips, right? Going down here, I don't really recommend you playing here unless it's absolutely necessary, or you know people are here, like the enemies are around here, because there's really no benefit for you to be playing here. And you can't actually hold anything here. Like, this is the best place you can be. Something like this, for example. Maybe you can also play around here. But then again, as long as you have that height advantage available for you, just try to use that, try to take advantage from that, and don't play down here unless it's absolutely necessary. And simply, if you want to hide yourself, hurt enemies here so they don't find you, something like this is going to be interesting. Crouch underneath this truck here, and you're going to give them some hard time to find you. And with that said, there's really nothing more about B sector. So let's just move on to C, where there's real action. All right, so we're here at C1, and as I told you before, the C sector is the core and the hotspot of action and activity in this map. The fight is literally always between C1 and C2, especially if the teams are pretty much balanced, relatively balanced. The fight's going to be between C1 and C2 most of the times. It's a really decent fight, if you ask me. So C1 is somehow just like B1. There's a rooftop here, and there's a big rooftop actually. Most of the times there will be people here. But something that you should absolutely know about C1 is that people can actually contest the site from on top of this rooftop. So that's a big problem. Not only do they have a high advantage, but they can also contest the site. So every time you come around this site, you want to contest it, the best thing you can do is to start here. Start from the rooftop, take a look around. If there's people, clear it out, and then, in my opinion, just stay here. There's no reason for you to go down unless there's some sort of jet here playing aggressively. There's a helicopter, then fine, you can go into the building. But as long as there's no like aerial threat, in my opinion, staying up here is the best option you have. Now, taking a look at the spawn locations, simple as that, 9 out of 10 times people will spawn from around here, either in the plain sight here or behind those containers. And that is considered a luxury, by the way. At least they're not here with no cover. So that's most of the times the case. But sometimes you see people actually spawning from around here, behind this truck, back there, or maybe from here. Again, in the plain sight. But at least they have this building to take cover behind, okay? Those are the spawns that you need to know of. But I'm telling you, most of the times people will come to get you from around here with no cover, so it's going to be really easy for you to pick them off. Just keep that in mind. Now, going inside the building, again, you have a catwalk around here. I don't really recommend you playing anywhere around here, or especially here, because there's no cover. People can see you from all over the place. Don't do that. You see this blue box here? This is a very interesting cover, and it really saves your lives in a lot of situations. So, assuming someone's pushing you from here, this is going to be your cover. Easy peasy, confirmed kill. And assuming someone's coming up from the stairs and tries to push you from this red door right here, this is going to be your cover. Easy cover. And this blue box, in my opinion, is the best spot inside this building. The best spot. There's nowhere better you can go. And I don't really recommend you playing around here, like down here. Not really, because you're going to be predictable. You're going to be easy to kill. People are going to have height advantage over you. And generally speaking, that's not the ideal option. You can do something like this as well. Just look at this. This was the main spawn location, right? Eyes on everything. So these are the things you can do. This is also a bypass. If you're going to get out of this building faster, this is how you're going to do this. You're going to flank people who are trying to push you from C2, for example. Now, this building right here is very important. It actually works as a corridor between C1 and C2. If people are trying to push you from C2, let's say you're contesting C1, you've actually contested it. C2 is the enemy's property. Having control over this small building right here is very important because it holds people off who are trying to push you from C2. So that's what I'm going to be doing if I'm playing on this map. I'm going to clear this house, try to take control, and then hold people who are pushing me from here, and then try to push on slowly. So that's basically what you're going to do if you want to attack C2. Now, C2 actually gets a lot of action and activity, but it's pretty much one of the simplest sites in the whole map. It has a rooftop, but nobody actually plays here for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's not a big place actually. Limited cover, limited area. You can't actually navigate through so easily, and you're limited. If someone pins you down, you're dead. And the other reason is the spawn locations of this map. Now, take a look at this. People might actually spawn from around there all the way to somewhere like there, under that bridge, even under this bridge, behind that hilltop, in the plain sight right there. And also I've seen people getting spawned here, just around here. So basically everywhere you look is a spawn location, and that actually makes this place a deadly place for you to be playing. Just don't do this. Best thing you can do, maybe playing somewhere around here, taking advantage of these covers, being head glitch for people who spawn around here, or you can just choose inside of the building. Now, when I play as Crawford, this is something that I always do. I put the Volcan around here, and I have everything under control. Okay, everything. No matter who's coming into the building, no matter from where they're coming into the building, I'm going to be covering it all. And you know how powerful the Volcan is, especially in close to medium range, right? So that's something I do. But if you're not playing as Crawford, no worries. You can actually play play behind these covers that you have here, and it's going to be really hard for anyone to kill you, even those who know you're here, simply because there are veggies here, and it's going to be hard. Look how hard it is for you to hit someone who's head glitched behind that, or who's actually on that volcan. Pretty much impossible. So that's about C2. No big deal. Just try to avoid playing on that rooftop unless it's absolutely necessary for some reason, and just don't do that. There are other places like this if you want to hide yourself, or if you want to go a little aggressive on people who are trying to spawn, or they try to push you from down here. This is an interesting spot. You can also play between these containers, places like this, and this is actually a pretty interesting spot. The only problem with that is these are destructible. You're not going to be able to play here for too long. Just keep that in mind. Now, going for the final sector, which is D sector, what I really don't like about it is not having integrity. They're just not connected. They're way too far ahead, two completely different buildings. As you can see, this is a separate building, this one is another building, and there's like a connector here and a connector standing right on top of it. It just lacks integrity, and that's something I really don't like about D sector, and that's probably the #1 reason why it doesn't just get the fair share of combat and activity. And if you've played here before, even for the least amount of time, you know for a fact that D1 and D2 actually get a very small portion of the activity in this whole map, simply because they're just remote and far away from all the other objectives. Now, taking a look at D1, there's this whole catwalk all the way from there to the other side of the site, and what you're going to do is avoid playing down there. When you have a catwalk like this with solid cover, you also have height advantage, there's no sane reason for you to be playing around here. There's no reason. So always try to stick to the high ground. And there's one parkour thing that I wanted to let you know about. Probably makes you a bit unpredictable. You can jump here and simply play around here. Knowing some of these parkour stuff might actually help you in some situations. Now let's take a look at D2, which is just a bit more complicated, I would say. So most of the times people will come to get you from these elevators. They actually spawn from down there all the way around the building, and they're just gonna use the elevators to come and get you. So again, most of the times people will be coming up from these stairs. So the best place you can be, in my opinion, when you're trying to capture D2 is inside this office. Inside this office, somewhere like this. Just like that. And it's really simple for you to cut down anyone trying to come into the site. It doesn't matter if they want to come up from these stairs or from that hallway. It doesn't really matter. They're going to be inside, and it's going to be really hard for them to hit you as well. There's this corner, always safe. You can do things like this, like standing on top of this if you want to basically hold this hallway. There's also solid cover here for when you're sure about people being down there or in this office even. And that's really it. That's how simple this site is. Now, for people that might spawn for you, especially if this is the enemy's base, you're going to see people around here in the plain sight, basically. There's no cover for these people. You can also take advantage from that as well. So you always find people around here. Now, we've gone through all the sites, and if I want to give you some general tips, in my opinion, LMGs actually work pretty well in this map. You can always play them and get the best result possible. I wouldn't say sniper rifles, but DMRs do actually pay off. Assault rifles always work. I don't think SMGs are really good here. Maybe if you're solely playing in like C1 and C2, maybe that works. But if you're going for somewhere like A1, A2, even D sector, it's not going to be that interesting. But again, you can try. That's up to you. But in my opinion, DMRs, LMGs, and ARs are the best weapon categories that you can play here. If you want to take a look at the video again, do make sure to do that. The map is huge. There's a lot of tips for each site, so you can always rewatch the video if you want. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful. As I said before, this was the last all-out warfare map that we've covered. The next map are going to be the portal maps, Caspian Border, No Shot Canals. There will be Valparaiso. You know the drill. So tune in and wait for those maps to come out in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, stay cool.